Good evening, friends. Thank you for joining Candid Meena every evening to follow what's happening in India and abroad. And thank you for sending me your useful comments and suggestions. If you believe in this channel, do hit the like button, share with friends, and spread the message. Our only mission is to bring you the truth and both sides of the story. Thank you for your support. Jaydev joins us in this session. Welcome, Jaydev.
Good evening to all the viewers once again, and I hope you enjoyed yesterday's session where we had a look at this what looked like an alien in the video. And so today we have a lot of interesting news, and so we'll come to the first part of the news. Yeah, so this is an interesting cartoon, of a very famous family. You can take a guess, which is being drawn.
And write your comments. Yeah, and write your comments. This is a part of my a series on toon tales, which I've been doing for some time. A lot of it is political, and a lot of it is social. So since most of you said that you enjoy the toon tales, I just thought I'd get you the latest one. Whatever you feel about it, please make your post your comments there, and we can have a good laugh.
Yeah. So coming to the first piece of news is with regards to the ED. ED is at it again, and it has registered a money laundering case against Prerna Arora in a 31.6 crore fraud case. And film financier Vashu Bhagnani filed a cheating case against Prerna Arora with the Mumbai police in 2018. Prerna Arora has been the producer of films like Kedarnath, starring Sushant Singh and Sara Ali Khan, Akshay Kumar film Toilet Ek Prem Kada, and Padman. She has been associated with Aishwarya Rai's Fanny Khan and Anushka Sharma's Pari. Apart from these, she is also involved in making a biopic on Abhinav Bindra. Her mother was summoned today, but she did not appear, saying that she is presently out of town for some official work and has sought time through her lawyer. So this is quite interesting with regards to this lady Prerna, and she was the producer of films like Kedarnath and other films like Akshay Kumar films, right? So so there must be ED must have found some suspicious maybe some suspicious activities in finance.
Yeah, exactly. So, and see, this Vashu Bhagnani is also quite famous for that. His son is also an actor. You remember? Yeah. And apparently this Vashu Bhagnani's son was also caught in a rape case where about 6 or 7 prominent people raped a woman, a model. And that case was also going on. I don't know what has happened to that case. Yeah. So back to another news that, in fact, Karthik did mention this yesterday. So this news is again popped up. It's about Tanushree Dutta. Yeah, Jay.
Yeah, so Tanushree Dutta reveals she is being harassed and targeted, says, "I'm not going to commit suicide." And she recently took to Instagram to inform her fans that she is being targeted and harassed. But the actress in her post has cleared that she won't commit suicide. And she is known for her performances in movies like Ashik Banaya Apne, Chocolate, Door, and others. The actress had shifted to the US, as you know, and came back to India a few years ago. After coming back, she made it to the headlines as an interview. She spoke about the Me Too movement and accused Nana Patekar of sexual misbehavior while shooting for a song in the film On OK Please. The actress interview gave many other women to the courage to speak about sexual harassment they face in the industry. Now, Tanushree recently posted a long note on Instagram in which she said that she's being harassed and targeted very badly. Please, someone do something. And she further wrote that first her work in Bollywood was being sabotaged for 1 year. And later a maid was sent to douse her drinking water with medications and steroids, due to which she faced severe health problems. And when I escaped to Ujjain in May, my vehicle brakes tampered twice and it caused an accident. I barely escaped death and returned to Mumbai after 40 days to resume normal life and work. So this is very scary that
Yes, in fact, earlier I used to think that this lady, used to exaggerate, but now I know because see, you remember, Jay, we did a chat with a woman who was a part of this, terrible gang in this Dateline rape and Dateline sex scandal. And this was the same thing that she said, that she was being sabotaged and that her water and her medications were all being, forced onto her by someone without her knowledge. And that she was also, many times she has been, threatened. And also the fact that, see, her husband is well aware of it and she's being moved around so that people do not know where her location is. So I really feel bad if this is really going on with this woman. She can't survive here or in the US. It's terrible for her.
Yes.
Back to you. Yeah.
And
Shall we take some
now,
comments, Jaydeep? See, let's
yes.
just take a few comments.
Karthik says Tanushree had converted to Buddhism before starting the Me Too movement. In India, Buddhism hasn't helped her. Yes, if she is still agitated with all the pressure on her with regards to what's happening in the past, yes, and she's somehow. I mean, it's quite good that she's coming out now, so that other people can come out in the open and voice their experiences in the film industry, the negative experiences, and this can also help the boycott Bollywood movement, in my opinion.
Yeah. So Nisha says, hilarious. This is about Toon Tales. You managed to get the resemblances very well. We have a good laugh too. Thank you so much. Yes. Let's just take a few more comments. Jackie Bagnani is dating Rakul Preet. Yes. This is the same character I was speaking about, who was, accused of alleged rape of a model with among 8 or 9 men, prominent men. Yeah. Pashu Bagnani, the father of Jackie Bagnani. Yes. Tanushree is basically suffering from a serious case of identity crisis. Since she's no more a name in Bollywood, she's under depression. I think she should change her thinking. No, here, Karthik, there is something seriously wrong because there are, these chemical drugs that are being given to them, which are synthetic drugs. And these actually make you go through not only depression, but also makes you feel very devalued and suicidal. So these are a lot of the symptoms that this woman spoke about. You remember when she had come onto our channel, and she feared for her life, and hence she remained, anonymous at most times.
I mean, why is she should approach mainstream media, which is, which can feature her and she can expose all these things, but no mainstream media will have the guts to expose this.
Yeah. Welcome, Tom and Jerry. Welcome, Savitri. If you're here today, usually comments come from the ladies. Thank you, Karthik. Zoya, I never really liked her, but when she came out and blamed Nana Patekar, naming him, was really impressed. And all respect to her after that, what she did, yes. And this is a lot what she says, Zoya. Even the fact that she's scared that she may, face an accident. These are all things that's happening in the real world of Bollywood. They have absolutely scant value, for any life. Once they are used and they are thrown away, like chewing gum. Preeti, your sense of humor and cartoon drawings both are as good as your painting skills. Preeti, see, a lot of times, within us there is some sort of a stress or a tension because a lot of the things that happen in India are beyond our, our reach. We cannot rectify it. We cannot, ask the authorities to help. So what happens is inbuilt, there is a frustration. And when I draw these cartoons, and especially these political cartoons, I'm able to target these people very well without them raising an eyebrow because we do not name them, you see, and they know very, very well that who we are talking about. So that makes them really very targeted and careful. So that is the power of cartoons, and of course, cartoons can also be misused because I don't know if you are aware, there's a cartoonist called Satish Acharya, who's a very good, one of the top Indian cartoonists, political cartoonists. But of late, I think from last year, he has been targeting only Modi. And so, which means that he's on an agenda, because if you're only targeting the prime minister, that means this man is on an agenda. So it's always good to have humor to it. And the people who need to recognize it will always recognize it. Thank you so much, Preeti, for your kind words. Blue Rose, she's extremely brave and trying her best, yes, to make this public. Karthik, I stopped believing her when she blamed Nana Patekar. Nana, of all the people, is an eccentric man and quite difficult to work with. He may be abusive, but sexual advances, I don't think so. Here, Karthik, if you remember, there was a dance sequence that was being, shot with this Tanushree, and with him was the choreographer Ganesh. And now all of us know Ganesh is a very sleazy, very, very sort of a man who looks down upon women and treats them like dirt. Now, he was the one who was choreographing Tanushree. And Tanushree was wearing some clothes which were very, minimal. So they started laughing at her and making fun of her and asking her to do certain movements again. So here, Karthik, I have a doubt that Nana Patekar had a role, and that, you can't entirely blame this woman. Srinivasan, too much unnecessary luxury and money, not wanting to think about future. These so-called actors become depressives. Yes. Depressed, yes. God Keeper and all the others like her who stand up against gutter would safe. Yes. Caricature is very tough to master, as tough as the timing in comedy. You've mastered it. Thank you. Actually, Karthik, when I share these toon tales with you viewers, I feel so much so happy, because the intelligence rate among our subscribers is so high, that even before you put something, everybody has already come to the right conclusion. Mr. Cartoon, can you please show again? Yes. Jaydev, can you just? That's
That's the cartoon. Yeah. And it's called Toon Tales. And you can follow these cartoons also on the Twitter account of what's your official Twitter handle?
Meena Das Narayan.
@ Meena Das Narayan on Twitter.
Yeah.
So let's take a few more comments.
Yeah. Ma'am, Arnab interviewed Tanushree when she was attacked on set, and she exposed many things. Even Arnab also exposed many stars. Why they are not supporting Tanushree, I don't understand. Sometimes I find, these women are allowed, just let to fend for themselves. Yes, Ganesh Acharya is a very questionable character. I disagree that Nana is beyond reproach. A man can appear decent to others. That doesn't mean he was innocent. Yeah, especially in this particular, shooting that was happening for the film. It was very clearly described that he and Ganesh Acharya was, actually making fun of her, and she was wearing something very minimal. So she felt very insulted, and she went inside. She ran inside, and that's how the whole thing started. Yes, he's quite a vulgar man. Thank you, Milal. Okay, going to the next part of the news.
Yeah, so with regards to Sushmita Sen and Lalit Modi, now it's very interesting to note that Vikram Bhatt has come to the defense of Sushmita Sen after she was being trolled for being a gold digger. Now, ever since this happened, citing his own experience with Sushmita Sen, Sushmita is the last person who checks out bank balances before she decides to fall in love with someone. I was penniless. I was directing Gulam, but I had no money. I will not forget that Sushmita was the person who first took me to the US, and she paid for my trip. I had no money. When we reached LA, there was a limousine. I was surprised. She said that she wanted to make my entry in the US very special. And Sushmita also took to Instagram and addressed that she digs deeper than gold, and she is not a gold digger. And someone sent me a forward with the names of her 11 boyfriends, and my name was there. Something about Sushmita's cricket team of 11. I mean, if you are in your 40s and not married, chances are you will have these many relationships. And these are the people who have many more on the side. She never sucked up to anyone and she never became the actor's girlfriend. This is what
Okay.
Vikram
Yeah,
Bhatt
I
and
would. Yeah. I would also like to add one more thing, Jyoti, that Vikram Bhatt is the last person we should ever put, our trust on. Because I remember when they split, when Sushmita and he split, he badmouthed her like hell. He was saying that, see, you can't even go near her because of her foul body odor. Now, no man would speak like that. And that's what he said. I couldn't even go near her because of her body odor. She used to smell bad. Now, this is the same man who, they were fighting like cats and, this thing, and, rats, and here again, now he's trying to cash in because he knows now that she's become a rich woman all over again. So he might get some favor from Lalit Modi or from her. That's what he thinks. That's how the butts think all the time, So he's just another chip of the block, I would guess.
yeah. So let's take a few comments here.
Your cartoons on SSR's death was so amazing, Meena, because you use cartoon for bringing out poignancy in your expression. Usually cartoons are for, light expressions, yes. A lot of the time, I was able to get out my frustration because the police were doing nothing. They had, messed up the whole case. And we could pick out each point and show it in the cartoon. So that was actually putting a story together.
And you take some inspiration from Lakshmana also, right? The old cartoon.
Now it's changed. Yeah, I used to always admire Lakshman, but now it's changed because it has become, the characters have become more rounded because of digital art, and so the person comes a little more alive. But no one to compare with Lakshman. Lakshman was one of the finest cartoonists. In fact, nobody would ever read the paper without looking at his cartoon. Okay. What YT or TV channels are worth showing to follow for news? Isn't this the same? But Minaji, you described. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's the same. Thank you. Old wine in a new, yes.
Old wine in an old bottle, not a new bottle.
Yeah. The only possible reason is the secret society. That's why even agencies are not catching Bollywood guys like they catch either. Someone posted, Deep State is involved in SSR case and it's intentional. International. Yes. Yeah, it's see here, Chirantan, there is drug racket, there is, trafficking, children, women, there's money laundering. There's so many aspects to it, you can't believe it. What you call dark web. As Kajal very clearly said that, Penguin is the one who is handling dark web from Mumbai. So you see, there's a lot coming out. Vikram Bhatt is BFF.
Yes.
Sush's ex-Rahman, who also spoke up for her. That, yes, the shawl, you mean. Another character. The issue is commitment phobia in characters like Sen. Here, Ankita, it was actually Anuradha, who's also one of our very avid viewers, Anuradha Kurup's husband, who said that there's another angle to it, and that it is the IPL mafia who have sent Sushmita back to Lalit, because she was always friendly with Lalit, and back to Lalit so that in case, as a fugitive, Lalit Modi is caught, the money will all go back straight to the IPL mafia. So that's a lot of truth to that. I don't think it's all, see, at this old age, what is Sushmita going to get out of the relationship other than, see what people are talking about? Why is there no more SSR diaries, man? If stopped so abruptly, is it because SSR could write up to that only before the unfortunate event? There came a stage, when people started, stopped believing in it. And it was as if the cabal was writing the rest of it. And Sushant had moved away from it. So the moment we started getting a lot of comments from our viewers saying that, please, ma'am, look at it and seriously and stop it. And I also felt that there's something wrong. Then I also got some other proof that the cabal have actually, entered the fray. And there's something absolutely wrong with the SSR diaries. It should stop. Yeah, so well said, ma'am. It's the only way to give went out as living in the system is frustrating. Yes. Neil, I'm not sure, but I was told that Sushmita's first adopter, yeah, that those are the rumors. Mahesh Bhatt made her debut in his film, yes. Thank you, Tom. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. अगर बॉलीवुड चाहे तो तन्हाजी जैसे मूवी बना सकती है हिस्ट्री पर बट ऑल दे डू इज प्रोपेगेंडा ओनली यस
Yes, it has always been propaganda.
This
You
but
can.
also ruined Kaho Na Pyar Hai actress. In fact, Ankita, here you'll find that this woman was quite Amisha Patel was quite a strange character because she moved on to sleazy politicians like Amar Singh, and they were all using her. So now she's apparently Ahmed Patel's son's girlfriend, and there he is proposing to her on Twitter, saying that he wants to marry her. And he was already married, and I think now divorced. Of course, he can have second or third wife. So he's now proposed to her on Twitter, and you see that she moves around with everybody, including the very cunning Rajiv Shukla of IPL. So this is not a woman anybody can trust. Did anyone listen to the last audio recording between SSR, RIA, and two financial reps sometime in Jan 2020? SSR seems to be completely under RIA control. Sounded so low and scared and not. Yes, I think they were drugging him and they were threatening him, and so there was a lot of bad stuff happening in his life when he felt perhaps totally isolated and helpless. The reading of the rise, yes. Compromised by the cabal, yes. Well said. What happened to Lorena Loth? She's okay. I do see some of her posts. I'm sure that he was
She
personally
does
people.
post on. She's quite active on her Instagram, so I think everything is all right with her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, it made me cry. Such a joyful person turned so helpless.
So
Yes, Neelam.
SSR, yes.
He was very innocent and too innocent, I must say. Yeah, this is for you, Mina from Mina.
Yeah,
So
you got amazing talent. Thank you, Minal.
yeah.
So sweet of you, dear. R.K. Lakshman was a pioneer and way ahead of his times. Yes, the kind of humor that he had. It was on Anurag Bisht channel a few days ago.
Okay.
Ria seems to be the one talking in the video the whole time, cutting off SSR every time and forcing him to put all his money in FD.
Yeah, it's quite obvious because in many videos I've seen Ria, leading Sushant and Sushant, telling him where to go. Especially in one of the videos, even if some reporters come and approach Sushant, she used to sort of give some dirty looks to the reporter. I saw that video, so she was very dominant position in that relationship, and it was not like the conventional boyfriend girlfriend relationship. It was like more like a master slave relationship from what it appeared to be.
Yeah.
That's why I don't think it was planned. She was working on exiting him from Bollywood. Yes, newbie. Hi, Vilakshan. How are you? So is Sush going to live in London now? Yeah, see, all these nefarious activities you mentioned has always been, attached to the Bollywood name for a long time. So apparently,
Yeah, money laundering, pedophilia, human trafficking. If even one of this is there, it's sure that the international cabal is directly involved. It may be true that SSR's death may be due to them. Yes, Ria even talks about setting up SSR in Goa or Pavna on the suggestion of her dad and sees how SSR does. They had drugged him so heavily, I think that he barely knew what he was talking. So, no. Good evening, Sharing. Welcome. Also, I see all Instagram with Neetu, Ranbir and Alia. It's bugging. जोया खुद की ईएमआई भरने की औकात नहीं है और एसएसआर की फाइनेंशियल मैनेजर बनने एब्सोल्युटली justice for SSR. Okay, so then let's get back to it.
yeah. So Maybe you can take the next news.
Yeah, yeah. It's to do with Salman Khan. Ashni Grover that recalls not being able to afford Salman Khan's 7.5 crore fee for an ad. He was told, "आप भिंडी खरीदने आए हो क्या?" Meaning, have you come to buy, ladies' fingers? Ashneer Grover recalled an incident where he successfully negotiated with Salman Khan's team to get him on board as a brand ambassador. Shark Tank judge and businessman Ashneer Grover, recalled a hilarious incident in which he tried to negotiate with Salman Khan's team to get him to appear as a brand ambassador for one of his entrepreneurial ventures. Grover admitted that he wanted to get Salman Khan on board, but also revealed that he did not want to spend a lot of money on him. He recalled the 4-year-old incident and said at a recent college event, 2019 में सलमान खान को ब्रांड एम्बेसडर लिया, कोई सच भी नहीं सकता, कोई सोच भी नहीं सकता था. अब मैं छोटी कंपनी था, मेरे को ओवरनाइट ट्रस्ट जनरेट करना था, तो मेरे को लगा कि मैं सलमान खान को ब्रांड एम्बेसडर लेता हूँ. In 2019, I intended to enlist Salman as a brand ambassador. Nobody could have thought of it. I was a small company and I wanted to generate trust overnight. So I thought to make Salman my brand ambassador. He said at that time, Salman's fees was rupees 7.5 crores, talking about the negotiation. He said, when I approached Salman's team, they told me that they will charge rupees 7.5 crores. That's when I started calculating. I had 100 crores. I'll give him rupees 7.5. I'll spend another one or two on making the ad, and I should also pay the broadcasters. It's a 20 crore expense and I have 100 crores. I didn't know if I would get another round of investment. So I told Salman to decrease his price and he agreed to do it for 4.5 crores. So he was saying, in Hindi he said, अब सलमान की टीम को अप्रोच करा तो वो बोले कि 7.5 crore लगेंगी. तो मैं कैलकुलेशन कर रहा हूँ, 100 crore पड़े हैं, 7.5 इसको दूंगा, 1.2 crore की एड बनेगी, फिर चलानी भी तो है टीवी पे, तो मेरे को 20 crore का पंगा है और 100 crore मेरी जेब में पड़े हैं. नेक्स्ट राउंड होगा नहीं होगा मेरे को नहीं पता, बट मैंने वो लिया पंगा एंड मैंने सलमान को बोला कम कर दे भाई, तो वो 4.5 में गया. So that's how they negotiated it. Look at the amount they charge.
Yeah. So my question is, why did Ashneer, only rely on Salman Khan for promoting his product? Are there any other celebrity that too of a strong character who can promote Bharat Pay, right? You have many Olympic, superstars in India.
Yeah.
Wouldn't they have been the face for your product?
Winnie, what was the case filed against Amit Shah? I don't remember. I feel they never diaries. He had written pen diaries, which Mupo tore pages from. Was the whole SSR diary manipulated by the cabal or later? I would rather not discuss this. I mean, this has been done to death, Hima. So, I don't want to get into controversy with these people who are doing it also, because there's a lot of, what you call suspicion about it. So I would rather not get into it. So please do not ask me any more questions on this. I've done my bit on this. In one of the videos shown by Sudhir Chaudhary, SSR can be seen very low. I actually couldn't, control my tears when I saw him in that. While I was watching Priyanka's interview, it seems she's presenting all points from, yes. It was like all our points. Well said, Ankita. Shari, in those videos of SSR are so lost and incoherent, will be incriminating evidence against Riya. Yes. Zoya, I just wish Bollywood is totally finished. There are so many other ways of genuine entertainment that we can go back to, like watching theatre plays, dramas, our Indian dance programs, musical shows.
Yes, Zoya.
Yeah. Yes, I saw this post about Ashneer talking about Sallu. Both are jokers. Ashneer is such an abusive man. Ankita, this Grover is mad after movie stars. I unfollowed him after some time. Yes, I think I know which videos you're speaking about. Ashneer and others have literally destroyed the experience of fish tank. Thank you, Martin. What is the point of entrepreneurs to run after these movie jokers? After being crazy about Fish Tank, I was so excited about the Indian version. Ran Vijay just made another version of Roadies and nothing else. Why was he even called to create the show? Welcome, Purna. 8 ka direct.
4 crore.
Most of the Indians are starstruck, and no matter how their social status, they go crazy about these Zulu stars. For example, Navika Kumar's craze for Akshay Kumar, yes, all evident in her show in Times Now, yes. This Grover follows Janvi. Don't know what's the news coming up, but what about Sushant and Disha? Amisha was supposed to attend an event, traveled to Delhi, but failed to be present there on time. Sponsors suffered a great loss. Okay.
Hi, Shalini.
Welcome, Shalini. Yeah. So let's move on to the next piece, Jatin.
Yeah. So coming to the next piece of news is with regards to Yogi Ji, and
Yes.
yeah. So Yogi Ji has issued a warning against corrupt officials, advises ministers to not blindly trust their staff, and so he said not to trust your staff. He said, hinting at the allegations of irregularities and corruption in the PWD department of the state government. And this is after the government transferred a PWD Minister Jitin Prasada's officer on special duty, Anil Kumar Pandey, and suspended 5 other officers over the charges of corruption. And according to the report, the 5 officers, including the PWD head and chief engineer Manoj Gupta, were suspended after the action was taken against Pandey. And Yogi, in the cabinet meeting, advised the state ministers to not trust their officers blindly. He directed the ministers to keep a watch on their department officers and their activities. He also issued a warning to government officers and reiterated that corruption and irregular activities would not be entertained in Uttar Pradesh. And the chief minister sought records of over 100 tainted class 1 officers, including IAS, IPS, PCS, and PPS officers whose names had figured in the corruption cases at any point in time during their service period. Also in 2019, Yogi-led UP government decided to sack 7 provincial police officers on charges of corruption. And so it seems that Yogi is really coming hard on corruption, and it's a very good thing. And he's not shying away from all this, and he's doing a fantastic job as the CM of UP. And not only that, the Lulu Mall recently launched in UP, as you know, and there was a controversy that some of the people, made prayers in the Lulu Mall in UP, and after that, the Yogi Ji pulled up those people, and then Lulu Mall, made a board that no religious prayers is to be made in a public space like a mall. So many things are happening, and he's really setting a very good example of how a chief minister should function in, India. Yes, Karthik. Jitin Prasada was from Congress. Just because he joined BJP doesn't make him clean. Yes, a lot of people from Congress is jumping ship to BJP, Karthik. And BJP should be wary of all these people, especially with very shady past. If they have done, if they have been involved in a lot of corruption cases, BJP should not allow them to come into the fold. Yeah. Yes, Karthik. Gujarat needs Yogi. Yogi Ji is needed in other states too, especially places like Kerala and Tamil Nadu. In these places, we need a candidate like Yogi Ji in these 2 states where the situation is very worse. It's getting worse every day.
Yeah. Moving to
But
another piece of, yeah.
sorry, I do have a lot of hope on Annamalai, but I do hope he gets the kind of support from public in Tamil Nadu.
He will get it.
Yeah.
Now, the next piece of news is Sudhir Chaudhary's show on Aaj Tak is to be launched today, likely named Black and White. Aaj Tak was announced that the much anticipated show is to be hosted by its consulting editor, Sudhir Chaudhary, on July 19th, which is yesterday, 9 p.m. The channel announced about the launch date of the show through a tweet. Aaj Tak has also released several promos hinting at the name of the show, which is most likely Black and White. The channel had been teasing about the show with hints that it has been named Black and White. The launch of the show follows an innovative user driver campaign asked Sudhir on Aaj Tak. As part of the campaign, he asked for ideas for his new show. The campaign attracted over 3 lakh WhatsApp messages. Now, so that's something most Hindi speakers would want to look forward to. Now, with regards to Sidhu Moosewala murder, I believe Jaideep, you have something on that.
Sidhu Moosewala?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The killers.
Yes. So, sharpshooters Rupa Manu has been gunned down in an encounter near Amritsar. And the 2 accused were holed up in Bakna village near the Atari border. And Punjab police undertook a major crackdown in this murder case, killing 2 accused. And the shootout reportedly began at around 11 a.m. and went for more than 4 hours. And it was in the outskirts of Amritsar. So this is police has been tailing the accused ahead of the encounter, which was led by the anti-gangster task force of Punjab police. So heavy exchange of fire took place, and so apparently these 2 accused are dead, shot dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yesterday, Ranbir Kapoor came to Vegas Mall in Delhi, and the entire place was crowded. It feels so frustrating to see people still glorifying these actors as gods. Looks like Annamalai is directly in touch with the governor, Ravi, and is taking cudgels against DMK, hoping for a new dawn in Tamil Nadu soon. Meera Kumaran, law and order situation in Punjab is getting worse in AAP regime. Now, with regards to the next piece of news, is it sin to be a Hindu, says Nambi Narayanan, when he reacts to complaints of his portrayal as a Hindu in his biopic Rocketry. Now, the former ISRO scientist Nambi Narayanan has reacted to criticism of his portrayal as a Hindu in his biopic, where R. Madhavan is playing the role. A video clip from the above interview went viral on social media, in which he asked if it is a sin to be Hindu. Rocketry, The Nambi Effect, was released on 1st July. R. Madhavan has written and directed the film. He's also played the lead role of Nambi. The liberal and leftist media and film critics have outraged on portraying Nambi as a practicing Hindu in this film. In an interview with Deccan Vahini, Nambi Narayan says, "It's funny. Sometimes somebody wrote a review saying that Nambi Narayan is shown as Hindu. Nambi Narayan is doing some utsava, reciting Supravada, this, that, and all kind of things. He's a Brahmin. He's a Hindu. Hindutva is being shown. I just wanted to ask you, I'm a Hindu. I have no shame in saying that. Is it a sin to be Hindu?" He further said, "When I'm a Hindu and my story is shown, they will show me as a Hindu only. They can't put me as a Muslim or as a Christian. So what is it that you're talking about? Is it sin to be a Brahmin? I'm not a Brahmin. That is a different question. Is it a sin? If there is a Brahmin fellow, you will just cut him short. There are so many Brahmins who have given their lives for this country, not just one. I can give you a list. So the point I'm making is we are unnecessarily coloring the issue." And I also made the comments at the end of the interview. He asked when asked if he has any political ambitions, he replied he remains a scientist. He has no interest in politics. He further added that he received support from politicians from 2 opposite ends of the ideological spectrum. And that matters to him more than any controversy. We see Narendra Modi as a BJP leader, not as a prime minister, for your information. I'll tell you, forget about Narendra Modi. Do you know that the present chief minister of Kerala has given me excellent support? In what way is his support less? He has cut down on the fighting of my case. So you will call me a communist fellow? He also told the journalist, "You're not asking me the question Why? Because you have some kind of a mindset in this. You wanted to brand me as a BJP person. I'm just trying to be very frank with you. Maybe I'm wrong, but you correct yourself either in your future questions or in understanding the issue. Now, tomorrow you'll find, I'm sure it may be a Shiv Sena fellow or it may be a party that has nothing to do with me. When they support me, don't color me with them. I'm happy to note, actually speaking with Narendra Modi and Pinarayi Vijayan, both are two streams. If they both support me, don't you think I have reason to be happy? Is it not proving that there is merit in my case? Otherwise, why the hell these people are coming and supporting me? So I'm very happy about it, and I have no inclination to color myself with that political line. Here, a very important thing, friends, is that there is a huge propaganda against Hinduism. Sanatana Dharma, our gurus, our practices, our relics, our deities, everything is they're trying to rip it apart. So if you're if you're a person with a very strong exterior, I would request you to fight back. Do not have anyone speak badly about your religion, your gurus, or anything connected with your religion. Do not take it lightly, because your religion is like your mother or your father. You need to protect them. If you cannot protect them, then there's no point of you being called as an individual at all. And you're no different from the people who believe it. Yeah, back to you, Jen. Any comments you would like to take?
Yes, so he's very much in India, Paramveer Singh, and he's being interrogated. And let's hope that the NIA, does their job well, and also let's hope that the NIA and CBI they work together and sort of grill Paramveer with regards to the SSR case and get the vital information which will help in solving this case. Let's hope that. Many people are least affected by SSR. His fans are called many mockers daily. Yeah, so Neelam, you should not be bothered about what these trolls say, right? Like, you should believe what you believe in. That's the most important thing. Be sure of one thing, Nambi ji, if you're being persecuted, it means only one thing, that you are great. Yes. Why was he being persecuted? Because he was a great scientist and he suffered a lot. Chess champion Praganand participates in the opening of Chess Olympiad in Chennai and is not wearing the vibhuti on his forehead. Looks like DMK has. Oh, that's quite interesting, Karthik. That observation. Hindus are the last of one nation free mind, of the first nation free minds. They are the last minds not to be polluted with indoctrinates. Hindus are still strong enough to think. Hindus must realize that they are the last.
Absolutely.
Yes, and now Hindus are waking up, because of this boycott Bollywood movement. They've finally, as you know, that many advertising brands had ad campaigns, which provoked the Hindu traditions, and they apologized on Twitter and they went 360 degrees back. So you can see that Hindus are waking up, and all the left liberal people, they cannot take things lightly now. Yes, Tom Jerry. Biggest joke is that DMK government hosting the chess Olympiad, whose member have zero intelligence levels, especially, yes, Karthik. I do hope Anamale in the next election gets, popular, and people. I don't know whether BJP can at least win the next election in Tamil Nadu. Let's hope so. It's a very big hope. Yeah.
It's so sad these things are happening in India. I'm currently in the US and I proudly wear our traditional dress every chance I get, and everyone seems to be in awe of us Indians, especially the culture. Well done, Zoya. You're setting a very bright example. Nambi sir should be glad that a genius like him is still alive. The cabal was busy bumping off our scientists, one after the other, starting from 1966. Karthik, this is the same with our gurus as well. They're talking against all the gurus, right from Mahesh Yogi to Osho to Nityananda Swami. You talk about all the Swamis who are, half of them are put in jail. Does anybody talk about Bishop Franco? And his nuns are crying out rape. Nothing happens about them. So many pedophiles in the church. Do people speak about them? They keep it all hidden. And they attack our gurus. So let us not tolerate it anymore. Give it to them back in their same coin. Wokeism, depression, suicide, gender dysphoria, rape, addictions, abuse. Is this what the Western world want to sell us when we only want to live a dharmic life? Yes.
Yes, I would like to take that comment from N. And if you notice that most of the series in OTT platforms like Netflix, apparently most of the content is centered around all those things what you mentioned here. And why do they want to portray a very negative image of society, right? Why can't they make a series on the positive aspects of the society?
Yeah, here also, Jaydev, I'd like to make one more point clear. Now, to all the viewers, see whether you agree with me or not. But please listen carefully. Now, see, if you open Netflix, what are the images that you see immediately? You see an image of Sarah Landry, okay, and Swami Nityananda. Now, what they have done, these evangelists, they have built concocted a complete.
That is Discovery.
Yeah, in Discovery. They have completely made a false story about Swami Nityananda, and they have used all the activists from India, the like people like Brinda, and also the Christian journalists like I forget this girl's name, who's based in Chennai, and all these people. They've not asked anybody else. They've only asked the fake people about the whole thing and made a story. Who on earth gives them the space on Netflix to put it right in front? Now I'm trying to work something to expose this, fraud that they're doing, and to make people feel that our Swamis are all, rapists. I don't know what culture they come from. I don't know whether it's satanic, or whether they belong to just Christianity. I don't know who they are, but people like Sarah Landry, who was with the ashram for so many years, used the Swamiji's hospitality, ate his food, and acted as an ashramite, is now stabbing him in his back. And this is exactly what some of the Western interests in Western countries, under people like Soros, are doing to our culture. Please do not believe them, and please protest. At least have the courage to protest. Don't sit in your office or in your house enjoying the AC, comfort of your house. Also become an activist when such things happen. Fight for your religion. Fight for what you believe in strongly. Do not take things lying low. Hindus have done it for a very, very long time. Do not do it anymore. So if you do that, other religions will not be able to hit you so in such a strong manner. How dare Netflix put it on their front page? Have they verified it?
It's not Netflix. It's
no. What I'm saying is at the front page. The front page. When you open Netflix, that is the first pictures we see.
That's not. Sorry, that's. I'll correct you. It's not Netflix. It's the TV's summary of
OTT platforms. OTT platforms. Okay, it's a group of OTT platforms. Whatever it is Western. It is not Indian. Get my point, Jaydev. It is not Indian. You see, and who is this woman? How can she endorse, these things? So we're all working on ways to expose these, people who have vested interests. Let us see how far we go in this.
Yeah. So coming to the next piece of
just a few more. Yeah, they are satanic. It's clear. Even Sheila was planted with. Yes, gosh. Netflix will bring its own death, Meenaji. The company spent 200 millions on Dhanush's Hollywood debut, and the film is a disaster. Here also, Karthik, I'd like to mention one more point. There was a scene. I don't know, because you're quite, you're very, you notice things very, minutely. I don't know whether you noticed the scenes where Sara Ali was pushing Dhanush, catching his hand, but they were acting in a film together. And she was orchestrating his movements and what he should say to the press. Did you see the way he looked at her and he pushed her almost? So I think he could see through the whole game. And somehow I think he got out of it. because the kind of anger the angry look that he gave her, she also got quite frightened by that. So if ever you see that scene, please notice that. Let Netflix start producing films on Gutterwood stars. The company will go bankrupt soon. I don't understand. Till today, not a word about Bishop Franco. And that guy is still in a church preaching to innocent women and children. God alone knows when he's going to go into his next act. Anytime anyone asks you to believe, please do not. So well said. Find your own way, as we Bhartiyas are supposed to do. We are not a belief-based culture. We are free to question and learn. Exactly. See, look at the the brilliant way you have summarized it. So, friends, please take this advice. Do not take things lying low. You have to form your own opinion based on the beliefs that you have grown on and that you have researched. Zoya, your guys are no minority at all. The biggest philanthropist of all time is a Parsi. Don't forget that. See, Parsis have always been known for their broad-mindedness. Their good nature. So they are a class different. That is something we all appreciate, Zoya. Okay, back to you, Jerry. The next piece of news.
Yeah. So
thank you, Karthik.
Yeah. Coming to the next piece of news is with regards to Eknath Shinde, the Maharashtra Chief Minister. And he has now staked a claim over the party in the final act of his rebellion backed by the BJP. And Eknath Shinde has written to the Election Commission that Uddhav Thackeray appointed National Executive of the Shiv Sena is dissolved and that he has formed a new body. The new National Executive has been formed by majority of Shiv Sena leaders, Mr. Shinde has written. The majority that Mr. Shinde refers to is the rebel group led by him. This is his first formal move to dislodge Uddhav Thackeray as the leader of Shiv Sena. And Mr. Shinde's big move comes on a day the Supreme Court heard 6 petitions that will effectively decide who is in charge of Shiv Sena after a stunning revolt. And the Supreme Court today sent notices to the rival Sena factions on various decisions taken in the lead up to the fall of the Uddhav Thackeray government in Maharashtra. Uddhav Thackeray, whose government collapsed after most MLAs of his party joined Eknath Shinde, has alleged that agencies like the ED were used to drive MLAs and MPs to rebel against his leadership. Sanjay Raut, one of the few who remain in Team Thackeray, has been summoned by the ED in Mumbai for questioning in connection with money laundering allegations. Mr. Raut says he has been enticed and pressured, but he will not rebel against the Thackerays. He has sought exemption from the agency today, citing the ongoing session. So Eknath Shinde has left a door open for patch-up with Thackerays with the new leader of the party in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Shewade, saying that they still consider Uddhav Thackeray their leader. Eknath Shinde told reporters that he has not become Paksha Pramukh, which is the party chief of Shiv Sena, a position held by Uddhav Thackeray. So it seems everyone is has abandoned Uddhav Thackeray with regards to the old Shiv Sena.
Yeah. On the next bit of news, Republic confronts Sanjay Pandey over phone tapping case. The ex-Mumbai CP ducks the question. When Republic TV questioned whether Sucheta Dalal introduced his firm to Chitra Ramakrishna and Ravi Narayan, Sanjay Pandey was seen ducking the question. In the wake of the NSE phone tapping scandal, Republic TV on Tuesday confronted Mumbai's ex-top cop, Sanjay Pandey, over the alleged links of his firm, ISEC Securities Private Limited, to the case. When questioned whether business journalist Sucheta Dalal introduced his firm to National Stocks Exchange Managing Director and CEO Chitra Ramakrishnan and Ravi Narayan, Sanjay Pandey was seen ducking the question. In March 2001, Sanjay incorporated a company called ISEC Securities Private Limited, which conducted a security audit of NSE around the time when co-location irregularities allegedly took place. As per sources, Ramakrishnan and Narayan claimed that top business journalist Sucheta Dalal introduced Sanjay Pandey's family firm to them. She was quizzed by the CBI from 9 to 6:30 p.m. on July 16th. While conceding that she knew Sanjay Pandey since 94-95, Dalal refuted having anything to do with his business deals, especially his dealings with NSE. When asked by the CBI whether she had introduced Pandey to Ravi Narayan, the business journalist replied she had no such recollection. In a big blow to Sanjay Pandey, two more cases were registered against the former Mumbai Police Commissioner, National Stock Exchange Managing Director and CEO Chitra Ramakrishnan and Ravi Narayan in connection with the illegal phone tapping case and co-location scam on Monday. One case has been registered by the Central Bureau of Investigation and the other by ED. According to sources, despite Pandey's firm ISEC Securities Limited not having expertise to audit the brokers asked by NSE, subcontracted it to a small-time audit firm or CAs and paid them around 5,000 each to carry out the audits. Pandey's firm has paid 12.5 crores in all by NSE to audit the books. This includes rupees 4.5 crores paid for allegedly snooping on its employees. In connection with these allegations, the CBI has filed its third FIR against Pandey, Ramakrishna and Narayan, while the ED has filed an ECIR. Journalist Sucheta Dalal was questioned by ED in NSE co-location scam case. The ED has recorded the statement of Sucheta in connection with the National Stock Exchange co-location scam. She was questioned on Saturday at length in ED's Delhi-based headquarters. She replied all the answers asked to her by the probe agency. No ED official, however, was available to comment on the matter. Dalal said she was summoned and when she joined the ED's probe, the NSE's location scam. Just before the New Delhi meeting, I was told that they wanted to record my statement before Pushpapal Paul. Pushpal Paul. On asking Abhinav Khare, the SP CBI, he told me it was about Ken Fong. This is the name used by the whistleblower. CBI were told about Ken Fong's 4 letters. I carried all the 4 letters posted by Ken Fong to me from 2 different countries and showed the CBI copies of my emails to SEBI. I was asked if I knew who Ken Fong was. I do not know who he is, and I said so emphatically. I was also asked about the process, which we followed before writing the article and decision to publish it, and whether I had asked to visit the NSE before writing the article. Sucheta Dalal said in her statement. She was asked if she knew Sanjay Pandey, the former Commissioner of Police, whose firm, ISEC Services Private Limited, is under scanner, for which she replied in positive. But she also said she had nothing to do with his business. She was also asked if she knew Ravi Narayan, the former Managing Director of NSE. She said that she knew him. So it's rather strange, that it's everything that was dubious, was happening under the Mahavikas Aghadi. Everybody, if you look at the stock exchange, you look at the police, you look at the activists, you look at the media, you look at the PR, everything was a cabal. Everybody was cheating each other to make plenty of money. And above all this was the 3 political parties. You're talking about Congress, you're talking about Shiv Sena, and you're talking about NCP. What do you say? Chor ke upar chor. So this was all it was just a state where they could loot and make money and not serve the public. So it's such an irony, that all this is coming in the open. And I'm just praying that in the midst of all this, the SSR case, Disha case, Janvi case, Jia case are all also opened.
Yeah,
A few more
Karthik says
comments.
a very apt remark that ED will have to shift their head office to Mumbai very soon. So they can save a lot of travel expenses if they shift their head office there.
Don't they do a background check of these people who get appointed as officers? When Zoya, when the police themselves are appointed on the basis of how corrupt they are and how useful they can be for the Mahavikas Aghadi, they will only appoint people who are corrupt. Zoya, though we Parsis and Iranis are minority, but we never asked for reservation. I respect my India and in fact know too much on various religions. Maha fraud Aghadi. Saffron Tiger puts it correctly. Nationalist Collection Party. Yes. The solution is to create a new OTT by GOI and supporting only meritorious filmmakers. Then you will have Smriti Irani getting in, Karthik, and bringing all her friends there. OTTs have enough money to support smaller and independent filmmakers and actors. If they do this, we will get quality entertainment and we will always support it. Well said.
But yeah, I would like to add to Mink that there are a lot of very talented small-time filmmakers in YouTube. So you can check their films. A lot of very interesting people who make vlogs also. Their content is even more entertaining than films. I find very well shot.
Yeah.
Cinematography is good, and it's more entertaining than most of the reality shows. I find that.
So before, I think a lot of people joined after. So if you would like to see the toon tales that we have posted today, please have a look and also post your comments. Every comment is looked at minutely, and I find that most of the comments are so intelligent that each one needs to be read out aloud so that everybody can see it. So yeah, there's one more, and I think that with this we can close down the session, Chet.
Yeah, and make
Yeah.
sure everyone to hit the like button if you like the content, and post your honest feedback on our comment section, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
Thank you and good night.
Thank you. Bye.